Hey guys, welcome back to the Wrestling Podcast. We're here with Joey Thomas. How are you doing, Joey?
I'm doing pretty good. Thankful to be on this podcast. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. So, let's get into these questions.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to Joey Thomas, the Maryland win
Maryland win record holder.
Yeah, pretty good wrestler. So let's start it off. How do you get into the sport of wrestling, and what age did you start?
It's interesting actually. I was 8 years old, and I came off the bus, and my mom's like, "I signed you up for wrestling. We have practice." And I was like, "What?" Like, I didn't even think I was going to wrestling. And then the first day, I was just beating up on people, and I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I would get in a front headlock, and I would spin around the dude 20 million times, and I thought I kept scoring two every time, but I don't know what I was doing. But I was winning for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we like. So
So after that practice, were you like, I think I'm gonna keep doing this?
Yeah. Also, they signed me up because we've been a family of wrestling. Like my grandfather, he wrestled at University of Maryland. He won ACCs back in the day.
Nice.
And then my dad wrestled for Western Maryland, which is now McDaniel in college. So
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Did your dad was one of your coaches when you were growing up? Did he help you out?
Yeah, he helped. Back in the day with Coach Ricker.
Yeah.
Nice.
He wasn't involved in it. He was just that parent that would just volunteer once in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe do like a couple private lessons.
With you?
No.
Not with you?
You wonder?
No.
No. All right. So you kind of say you you went to Ricker a little bit. So what other clubs did you start at? Who were your coaches then?
The other clubs I went to, first it was Mount Airy Mustangs, but we didn't have the travel team was breaking up, so we went to Warhawks when they just started actually. Like, it wasn't the barn, it was at Marriott's Ridge High School. That's where we started training. That's when the Warhawks first started. And yeah, it was Coach Ricker, and then his friend Bill Smith, who was also used to help out with the Warhawks. He coached at Hammond High School and led their team to like a state championship. Like, it was pretty good. Like, it was like they were like the underdogs. Like, they came out of nowhere and just won states.
Awesome.
So I'm assuming you're on like the same team as like Kyle Snyder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was it like training with him or being in the same room?
It was nice actually. Like, I didn't think he was gonna ever win like a gold medal back in the day. Like, from looking at back in the day and until now, like, he was good obviously, but I didn't think he was like gonna be a gold medal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It surprised me.
Were you guys ever around the same weight?
Or no?
No, he was always heavier. He was around like 184, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
185. He's
yeah.
big.
So, did you ever get to roll around with him, like play wrestle?
Yeah, I have him and Kevin, his
Kevin's brother.
Yeah. Now, so we talked about weight a little. So let's talk about your freshman year of high school. You and me were talking, and you told me you weighed about 93-ish pounds, I think, your freshman year of high school. And you were still a state finalist, I'm pretty sure. Let's talk about that a little and how you did that.
I was pretty light. I was 85, and then I was like, you know what, I need to bulk up. So I was trying to eat as much as possible. I was 88 throughout the season, and then when states hit, I hit 93 pounds. But I was a little nervous before because I was in middle school, you know, like going into high school. I didn't know how high school would be. Like, I thought high school would be a different transition to middle school. Kind of like when you're in high school, nervous about moving into the college.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I actually did pretty good. I used most of my technique instead of strength, which got me to the state finals. And then I had Bertoni, who was cutting a little. I think he was 120, cutting down to 106 at the time. It was I think it was 109 at the time. It wasn't 106 because it was a snow day or something. And it is what it is. I mean, he's starting now at 141 at University of Maryland, so he became a 4-time state champ. So I wouldn't lose to anyone else, you know?
Yeah.
Now, so after that match, even though you lost, were you like still proud about your performance, or do you think you could have won that match?
Um, I was proud. I was proud of my performance at the time. I knew I was giving up a lot of weight. It is what it is. I just next week, I think the 2 days after, I went back in the room, started wrestling. Everyone else would take a week off or something, but
Yeah.
went back in the room, started training for NHSCAs.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
being in Maryland, you're close to other powerhouse states. Did you train at other clubs that weren't in Maryland ever?
Yeah, I trained at Pitbull, which was a powerhouse team in Pennsylvania. I think they won McDonough Duels like 5 years in a row. I
Dang.
would go up there. That's when before Young Guns used to get really good. Like I would train with Yanni was in the room. Vincenzo Joseph wrestled there.
Dang.
Teasdale. I wrestled with Teasdale a lot in the room. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty high room right there. A lot
Yeah.
of good wrestlers.
And then Wildwood Duels. I don't know if you heard of that.
Yeah.
It was in New Jersey. I wrestled for one of the New Jersey teams. I don't know. I went there I wasn't on a team. Like I was kind of like a free agent, if that makes sense. And I just got picked up by some New Jersey team. And it was pretty fun though.
Yeah, awesome.
Now, so I forget what you said the team was called, but like, are they kind of like the Young Guns, or were they like the Young Guns of
PA at that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, they pretty much were. And then they started losing people, and then Young Guns were always like decent, but like they really got into their prime like after like Pitbull was doing really good.
Yeah. So then you went to South Carroll and won 3 state championships there. What do you think was the biggest factor of you having success in high school?
Honestly, not the state titles. That wasn't what I was really striving for. I was striving for because I didn't really get competition in Maryland. I mean, there were some good wrestlers I wrestled, don't get me wrong, but I went out of state. Like I went to NHSCA, I went to Fargo, I went to all those. Those are what I was worried about because I got like the challenge against like the actual nationally ranked wrestlers. And my success, I was proud of. All-American couple times. I'm All-American at Flow, NHSCA 3 times, and then Fargo 3 times.
Yeah, so actually my next question was, outside of school wrestling, you also had some success, and you were a 3-time Fargo All-American. What styles were that in? What did you place?
The 2 were in freestyle. I placed 8th, and then I got 5th. And then Greco, I got 5th, which I was surprised about because I'm not really – Greco's not my strong suit.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite style? So rank up from favorite to least.
Honestly, I haven't done much of freestyle lately. It's been folk style because of college wrestling, but I think freestyle is my favorite. I'm really good on my feet. That's my strong suit right there.
And then what's better, Greco or freestyle? Freestyle?
Definitely freestyle. You can't touch the legs. I'm all over those legs. I like going for that single leg.
Yeah, that single leg is deadly. Now, so when you wrestled in Greco, were you kind of like a throw-by guy and not really much of a big throw guy?
Yeah, I was more of a duck under, and then as I got more experience, I like the on top. Because on top is you can do the same thing in freestyle, but Greco you can get away with more stuff on top because you can't touch the legs. But I would go with that reverse lift, and I would get 5 points with that reverse lift. So I thought that was fun. That was a fun part about Greco. And then I'll go here and there. I wouldn't force it, but here and there I'll go for like headlocks.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
pushing in and you just throw that headlock.
Yeah. So other than you having success, your team had a lot of success too. When you came, I'm pretty sure you guys won 4 state championships. So what was it like being a part of such a successful team?
It was nice. Being 4-time, not even a 4-time my freshman year. We haven't won states ever. That was our first year ever.
Yeah.
And as a school to win states, but I think it was a really good accomplishment. Wrestling wasn't really no one really paid attention to wrestling out of school, but then we started getting fans, which because of our success, and they were like, hey, this is actually more entertaining than football. I feel like people don't really give wrestling a chance. Once they
Yeah.
start watching wrestling, they're like, man, this is actually interesting. Like, people have no idea. But that was good too. And not just that, the team bonding, everyone getting close, not even just wrestling, like after, like during the season, we would have this Madden Mobile team. And I think we were ranked like 400 in the world or something. We were ranked pretty high, just our team, and we would just play other teams in Madden Mobile, which I think was cool. It built the team chemistry up, and then I think we had really good leaders in the room, and then our coach helped out a lot too. I think it just made the season a lot more fun.
Yeah. Who are some of your partners at South Carroll?
Travis Crawford. Mostly the partner I had for the most part was Tim Nall. He was a year older. He was actually 2.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Year older, but 2 grades ahead.
Okay.
My bad.
Yeah, that's awesome to have a crazy good team like that. But so you were talking about how a lot of people were like, this is cooler than football. How many people would you guys average on a home duel?
The bleachers would get filled up, but we would only I think it was the athletic director's choice at the time. I don't think he really favored the wrestlers because we would get blamed for like stuff basketball did. Don't get me wrong, I like the basketball players on our team, but they would do some stuff. And then I remember match day, we were all like chilling, like listening to music, and then our coach comes in and is like, you guys want, or not our coach, our athletic director came in, he's like, you guys want to have a season this year? And we're like, what? And he's like, you guys put wrap toilet paper all around the bathroom. We're like, we didn't do that. And the basketball players came out and said that we did it. And then he didn't believe it was the basketball players, which we almost forfeited that match because of it. And then another reason was the rings. Like, we wanted to get rings instead of jackets since we won 4 years in a row. And said we didn't have enough for you guys. But then field hockey and I think lacrosse won the year after, and they got rings, which I kind of thought that was kind of BS.
Yeah, that's kind of
definitely.
But so we only had that one bleacher, but it would always get filled up. And then there were some people would stand because there wasn't any other room.
Okay.
Yeah. So in your senior year, you broke an amazing record, having the most wins in Maryland public school history. So when did you realize this was a possibility and you could break this record? And now, what is it like now, knowing you'll always be part of Maryland wrestling history?
It feels great, honestly. No one really kept track about it. Like, I didn't even know until junior year that I could break it. I think towards the end of my sophomore year. Because I kind of had that mindset I was gonna win it the next 2 years too in Maryland, especially when I'm training, like doing all those national tournaments. But I mean, it feels really good. I mean, COVID's also helping me keep the record right now. So
Yeah.
Definitely.
At least COVID does one good thing, right?
Yeah, I feel you. So what did your final record end up being?
It was 195-4.
Oh, you almost hit 200.
Yeah, I should have had 200. I think actually it was 197-4. I would have hit 200, but one tournament got snowed. Like, it was a snow, so we couldn't. But like the next day, I woke up and it was all sunny, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh, you must have been pretty mad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. Still, you still got the most.
I wasn't as mad because I still thought I could hit 200 because I wasn't doing the math because we had plenty of matches after that.
Oh, okay. Now was that senior year?
That was senior year. I mean, in states, I could have lost and then just got extra matches in the consolation bracket.
Yeah.
That would have been the mecca move, and everyone's like, "Why'd you do that?" Oh, I need my wins. That would have been insane.
Yeah. That would have been crazy. But yeah, that must be awesome being like in Maryland. If you're a Maryland wrestler, you know the name Joey Thomas, no matter who you are. All right. So now let's talk about college a little. So you eventually committed to wrestle D1 at West Virginia. Before that, you were committed to Pitt. what happened? And why did you ultimately choose West Virginia?
I don't like bringing up how I committed to Pitt. Everyone gives me crap for it, especially over here. But my visit was fun. The coach got fired at the time, and then
Okay.
all the money was getting passed around. So I was just confused at the time. He didn't reach out till later, so I was like I need to know now. And I took a visit to West Virginia. I placed at Flow, and then Sammy Henson, he was the coach at the time,
Yeah.
sent a paper. Like I was in class or study hall, and I got my teacher was like, "You got something in the mail," and handed it to me, and it was something from West Virginia. And they said they want me to visit, and just seemed like the place for me. Seemed like home. So
Yeah.
Awesome. So
I'm in high school. Did everybody know you were like the GOAT, Joey Thomas? Did everybody know you as like the awesome wrestler or like just a normal guy?
in Maryland for sure they knew how it. Well, I mean, wrestling's a small world,
yeah.
but yeah, people knew who I was at the time, especially when like you would get seated and stuff.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Now, so like in school, did your teachers know how much success you're having in wrestling?
Yes, they did. My psychology teacher is probably one of my favorite, and he was like, um, "I'm glad I have you as a student. Now I can like brag to everybody." And then my study hall teacher was just annoyed. She's like, "Oh my gosh," like because I kept getting a lot of college letters. She's like, "Oh my gosh, like the mail's getting packed. Like, can you chill out?" And
That's
then
pretty funny.
And then she's an athletic director now, I think, at Manchester Valley, which is high school in Carroll County. But she was my chem teacher. She knew a lot because she was a basketball coach at the time. She knew a lot about the wrestlers, or the wrestling team.
Yeah.
So, what is it like adjusting to college wrestling? And like, what's the biggest difference you would say from high school wrestling and college?
Everything is a scrap. Like everyone's most likely a state champ unless you're like one of those powerhouse states. Everything's going to be close. You get really good. Here's the thing. You get really good quick. I mean, it might seem at first like I wouldn't get discouraged at first. Like it'll take some people, it takes a while to get that first takedown in the college room. And I wouldn't get discouraged too with the conditioning because it's a lot different. It's hard to adjust from high school to college. And you see all these nationally ranked kids in high school fall off in college. And it's anyone's game in college. It's a dogfight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see a lot of difference like in school too? Was it a lot harder?
Yeah, it was a lot harder, especially when I was redshirting my freshman year. I had Zeke Moisey, who was my training partner, who got second NCAAs. He lost to Tomasella 5-3. And then I was also joined with Matt Schmidt. He was our 33-pounder. Placed at Big 12s a couple times. He was nationally ranked.
Yeah. What was the schoolwork, like the load, the amount of school you'd have, which is different too?
The schoolwork, it wasn't that bad. It was more, but like it wasn't that bad. It was something I could really handle while wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now everybody always talks about like how huge of a gap it is between high school and college wrestling. Would you say the same, that there's just like a huge gap between high school and college wrestling?
Yeah, there's definitely a huge gap. At first, high school, you can get away with more stuff than college. And high school, some people aren't used to fighting for that like extra bit. In college, you gotta fight for that. You gotta fight really hard just to get a takedown.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So you've been coached at West Virginia by two wrestling legends, Sammy Henson and Tim Flynn. What are the coaching differences between the two?
One's really crazy, one's not.
Which one's the crazy one?
Sammy.
Yeah.
But Tim, he's not crazy, but he's a good coach. He knows what he's talking about. He's on you about grades too, which I think is a good part of being a coach, because it's not just the wrestling, it's grades. He's always goes out of your way. Like if you need something, like I'll call him, text him. I was like, hey, can you put me through a workout tomorrow morning? He'll be like, yeah. He'll go out his way to get people better. He's always believes in people. And he's always has that positive attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome to have him, Coach. Now, what was so crazy about Coach Sammy Henson?
He wasn't aware but he's a really good coach. I miss him. I'm not gonna front, but he wouldn't be aware like day before match who do conditioning. He'd be like, wait, we got a match tomorrow. Don't run, like slow down. And then we'll be in the mornings, like we'll be sore and it'll be 6 o'clock and he'll be like, all right, 30-minute grind match, which is kind of tough in the morning. And then I remember I had to walk because I was from dorms. I had to walk to dorms to the Coliseum. I had to wake up at 5:30 to wrestle with his son at 6. And that was before the actual morning team practice. And then after the morning team practice, I had lift after that. And then I had practice that afternoon. So I would get 4 days, and it was kind of killing me. But it was my redshirt year, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's, I guess, like, kind of good your redshirt year because
Goes here.
Oh, another thing is Sammy, he wasn't the smartest with math. And I remember we didn't run too much. Tim Flynn's more of a runner. But we did more of just one hard run, that's it. But we did time miles, and he said, all right, we're going to want you to run a mile in 4:20 to our team. And then our assistant coach is in the back like, no. And then he realized his math was off. So
4:20 is pretty fast.
Yeah.
yeah, that's something.
Olympic level running.
It's Olympic level. If you're running that, you might as well start running track.
You better quit the wrestling team. You gotta play. You gotta go play. Yeah. All right. So you've got to wrestle a lot of matches in college. Is there one place that's your favorite that you've wrestled at so far?
Yeah. Are you talking about away, like when we're?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say Oklahoma State. It says the crowd was the biggest, it was the loudest. I know like they would be booing us and stuff, but it was it's a crazy wrestling community, and I thought the atmosphere was great.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I say my second favorite is probably Iowa State.
Yeah. Their place is really nice also.
Yeah.
So you have a really good teammate at 197, Noah Adams. He's I'm pretty sure he's the number one wrestler right now. What does he do for the team? And do you ever spar with him at all?
Yes, I've sparred with him a lot. He's actually one of my best friends. That's another thing. We actually got a really good bond. Like I'll go over his house, he'll come over mine, like even up like when it's the summer. Like I know his parents very well. They're like a second family to me. But yeah, I wasn't surprised he was going to do this well. His freshman year, he did good freshman year, but then the year after he just popped off, won every match. But he does a lot for the team. He's like a coach. He'll make sure everyone's doing the right thing. I know some people might think it's annoying, but like he's trying to help build a program. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And I bet he gets a lot of people wanting to go to West Virginia because like they see, oh, this guy's really good. They're doing some stuff right, so I want to go here.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. He's really invested into the team.
Yeah. I have a question. Did you see like any training differences between his I think his freshman and this last year? He was like I think it was like 20. It was like 19 and 15, and now then he went 32 and 0. Did you see a difference?
He always worked hard. It was kind of hard to see his training because
bigger.
I was training at the same time, but there's one thing I noticed. He's lower in his stance. He's more lower in his stance, but I think the most part was, I guess, freshman year. He's just adjusting, and then once he adjusted, he clicked, and it was just from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as we said earlier, you go to West Virginia. Do you like to attend any other sporting events?
Yeah, at West Virginia, definitely the football games and the basketball games. I mean, I went to people that had like 3.0s or above got to be represented during halftime of the basketball games, which is I think is pretty cool. Or the one basketball game, I think it was like a homecoming like basketball game. But yeah, football games are fun. Women's soccer, we're ranked like number 2 at the time. That's fun to watch too. I have some of my friends. They play men's soccer. One played at my high school. I actually played high school. I played soccer in high school with him. He's pretty cool. So I'll watch him play.
Yeah.
So my next question is, at the football games, I know they sing the West Virginia theme song, Country Roads. Do you know any of the lyrics? And if you do, can you please sing us a little bit of it?
I don't know if I can't sing, so I'll pass on that. But we do country roads after anything. It's not just football games, like wrestling. We do country roads after. It's every time Mountaineers like win, pretty much.
Oh, so it's like the whole every sport. It's like the number 1 song.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. So what are some of your goals for this season? And is there like one thing in particular that you're looking to get better at?
Yes. The short-term goals is eating better. I mean, we've been through quarantine. It's no secret. Probably start getting my nutrition better. I kind of struggled a lot on bottom. There's kids I would be eating up on their feet and then turning on top, but then I would get off from bottom. That's a short-term goal, to get better at bottom. Top is another short-term goal. I'm riding pretty good. It's just like I need to get turns. And then another short-term goal is I remember going like popping out of my stance, which I need to work on too. I've been working on it. I've been going in the mornings, getting extra workouts, just staying in my stance, getting that extra. But my long-term goals, I don't know how the season. I don't know if we're having a season or not. If we're doing in conference, but if it's in conference, it's definitely the place definitely in the top 4 for Big 12, and then NCAAs. It's always the goal to All-American.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. Now, so at West Virginia, are you guys back practicing like full time, or are there any like guidelines that you guys have?
We're in pods, so it's like groups of 4. You guys got to stay close. You can only stay close to them, but that leads to like 2 practices, like separate split between 2 practices because of Corona. But yeah, we've been wrestling 2 days a week, but mostly running and conditioning. But I can see that because wrestling's like full contact. It's probably it's kind of smart because a lot of people on our team are sitting out right now due to it. Some people are sitting out because their roommate has it, so they have to quarantine too.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah. That'd be horrible.
Our first practice is supposed to start around October 10th. That's official practice, but we're pretty sure it's not going to start until January. So we'll see how it goes. It's not we're not like a football or a basketball program where they want to keep for the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you guys do not get a wrestle this year, is there like a rule or something that you get another year of eligibility?
Yes, I heard that. I heard that too. Not just wrestling, like any other sport. Like I know football for sure. Like you can opt out because if you test positive, you have to sit out for a long time. So I think you do, but I'm not for certain. I know some people are trying to take that Olympic red shirt just in case, like going to do like Worlds or U23s.
Yeah.
I think Worlds is canceled. I'm not sure.
Yeah, U23. I know U23 Worlds is canceled. But there's like senior nationals is coming up and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple tournaments. Would you think about doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know what weight I might go. Like this year. It's 33 or 25. Not for sure yet. I'm just sitting around the 135 range, 136 range, just in case. Like right now, I don't know what I'm doing. Because if it's Big 12, it's just conference. I'm going up to 33. I already placed at Big 12s. What else? What else is there to lose? I'm just only getting better wrestling at 33.
Yeah.
And if there's an NCAA tournament this year, I'm going 25.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Save the weight cut, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. At 25, I think you have a really good chance of making it really good and maybe all American, making an All American.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's all we got for you today, Joey.
Yeah, that's all we got. Thank you for coming on. It's been very fun. We got to learn a lot about your goals and other stuff. So thank you.
Yeah.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Yep.
it.
Yeah. All right. See you,
See ya.
Joey.